to the adventure in Puntland on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Hype Man on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Hype Man.
What if I don't? 'Cause I'm sick of doing too much. What if I don't give a fuck about your problems with lunch and how everybody sucks? This is the people pleaser anthem. Better throw your hands up when you're sick of doing too much. Just say I don't give a fuck.
This is the Pipe Man here on the Adventures Pipe Man W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
Low Spirit.
Yes, here at Welcome to Rockville.
Oh, yeah, man.
How's it feel to be at the Daytona International Speedway playing a gig?
It's friggin' awesome, man. I woke up, I crashed out last night in Destin after our show and got really lucky and fortunate enough to just wake up in Daytona and skip the 7-hour drive.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely good.
So that's been awesome. And then, yeah, we just played on the Vortex stage at 225, and it was amazing. I mean, so many people there that we didn't know and that didn't know us, but showed us all the same love, you know? So it's been incredible.
Did it kind of blow your mind that this early in the day on Friday that you had such a crowd?
No, honestly.
Right?
Yeah, so, I mean, it blew my expectations out of the water, and this is like the first show I walked away from feeling like we really crushed it, you know? So, man, it feels good to be here.
Nice. I want to talk about your newest song, People Pleaser.
Ah, yeah.
Because I'm a lifelong people pleaser.
Yeah, same.
So I saw that immediately. I'm like, oh, there's my dude right there.
It is me, the guy who's a chronic people pleaser. I still can't stop to this day. I can give everyone else advice with this song, but I still can't take it.
Well, that's the way it is, isn't it, though?
Yeah, man.
You know? That's why I like to... We were talking about this last night, Holly, who you just interviewed with. We were going out to check out some of the sets, and we didn't know we were both the same way, but it turned out we're both the same way. Like, I like to go to festivals alone and go out there alone so I could do whatever I want when I want, because otherwise I'm going to people please the person I'm with and miss everything I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to make space for yourself, and that's something I didn't do my whole life, you know? And, like, being, 30 now, it's like I look back on all the time that I wasted on other people that didn't care about what was happening to me or going on with me, but, expected me to show them all of that care. And so it kind of really inspired the song and kind of made me realize the problem that I had with, being a chronic people pleaser and how much space that took up in my mind every day.
Yeah, it's so true, too, what you were saying, because the people you're so worried about pleasing ain't worried about pleasing you.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think it's important to be able to discern that, because clearly, like, there are people in your corner usually that, will definitely reciprocate that care and love, but I've had plenty of people in my life that when it really came down to it, they didn't,
Right.
So now I'm older and my friend circle's smaller, but it's much cleaner.
There you go. And how about the fact that the people, when you do try to change from being a people pleaser, people don't like it because they can't manipulate or use it anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, I was a songwriter and a producer. That's what I did for over 10 years, and I had a lot of friends that I did a lot of favors for, and as soon as I stopped, they were all gone, So it's just something you just learn with age, I guess, and it becomes valuable knowledge later on. You learn who to invest in.
Do you have any special tools now to use to avoid your natural ability of wanting to people please?
Man, I have so much going on in my life. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease a year ago. I've lost a lot of things, and so it's just more about recognizing how important it is to hold space for myself and the things that make me feel good, because I usually don't feel good on a daily basis, So that's been a big thing for me recently. I still have bad habits with trying to appease others to feel like, I belong in their space, but I think it'll get better with time.
Well, the health thing, you hit on something right there, because it's usually when we start to realize who's really in our corner and who we shouldn't be spending energy on, because it's one thing, the little things, but when it comes to your health, that's a huge thing. If
Oh, yeah.
people that you please don't give two craps when you're in that situation,
Yeah.
when are they going to?
Right. I had to learn that very quickly. I mean, it took me quite a few years to actually get a diagnosis on what was going on. And during that time, I was practically bedridden. I couldn't do a lot of things. And I had a lot of people leave my life, you know, and I had a lot of people who didn't believe me either. I think that was the hardest thing to go through.
Yeah.
And so it's exhausting to try and justify what you're experiencing 24 hours a day. And so on the other side of that, and knowing what I'm dealing with now, it's just like, it's nice that my friend circle is smaller because I trust in them, and I know that they, you know, believe in me and believe me and support me and help me do what I need to do to keep myself upright, to be able to go out and, you know, still live my dream and come out here and tour and play this festival and be a part of the world that I love.
And so how does performing and doing these shows like Welcome to Rockville, how does that help you with all of this?
Oh, my God, it's a dream come true. I mean, I say it every night. I've said it on this tour every single night. I make it a point to say I'm proud of myself because a year ago I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't participate in my son's life when he was just born. I've got an 18-month-old son. And so now to be able to tour the country and stand on a stage in front of thousands of people that are just excited to be there and just hear good music, like it changed my life. It changed my whole perspective on everything, and I'm so grateful for it. I wouldn't change a thing.
What started the journey in music?
So, man, I was about 12 years old when Hurricane Katrina happened. I'm originally from New Orleans. My family lost everything in that storm, and we got relocated to Atlanta. And I used to be a little skater kid. That's all I did. I used to skateboard with all my friends. And then when I moved to Atlanta, all my friends were gone, and I, started experiencing like just depression and all these things. My whole life was just taken from me. And so learning to readjust, I met some new people in sixth grade, who played drums and guitar, and they invited me over to hang out. And honestly, like that was where it all started for me. It's just wanting to be cool like they were,
Right.
And then it became an obsession. And here I am, 17 years later,
Wow.
So, yeah, it's
There
been
it
a
is.
journey, man.
I love it. Do you have one story, good or bad, that when you're like 80, you're going to remember about this journey?
About the tour or the music journey in general?
The music in general.
I think, man, the one thing that I will remember is feeling like I was condemned by getting a disease diagnosis that was supposed to really limit my life, and knowing that I got up, I got in a van, I did the damn thing, and I conquered it,
Nice.
And despite all of that and all of the odds, like I got up and I kept going. So
I love it. That I love. Did you bring your skateboard with you to Rockville?
No, I didn't. I'm sure my management would probably tell me it's a big liability, and they'd probably yell at me if I got on a skateboard out here.
You know why I
In case of
asked?
broken arm.
You know why I asked? And it's funny you should say the broken arm, because so I do have my skateboard with me.
Oh, okay.
And last year I went up to Christine. I'm like, I've been saying this a lot too
Yeah.
because it's so fun. Will I get my media pass yanked if I'm caught skateboarding on the raceway?
You probably would. Also, that thing is a lot steeper than I thought
Right?
it was. I've never seen one in real life until today, and I was like, how the hell did they get a car on that thing?
Well, that's why I said this morning. I was saying, yeah, I'll probably break my arm if I do it, but it might be worth it because that you're right, man. That wall,
Yeah, it's like a straight incline, like up.
no doubt. And even if you can make it down on the board, the minute you hit the bottom, you're gonna endo and it's not gonna be a pretty sight. But
Yeah.
I might try it anyway.
Hey, man, if you do, just make sure to film it so I can see it.
I know, right? I would totally film me eating shit. I mean, I have no shame in my game to listen. Eating shit, skateboarding on the Daytona Speedway beats any great skateboarding story
Yeah,
where
dude.
you don't eat shit.
Exactly, and on your deathbed, you can definitely claim that one. You know
right?
what I mean? So-
Exactly. There you go. How do people connect you on socials, on the web, get all your music, merch, all that good stuff?
You can find me on Instagram, low.spirit. Everywhere else, I'm pretty sure it's just low spirit. And we have our own website. Kylie, is it lowspirit.com? Yeah, it's just lowspirit.com. So lospirit.com.
Nice.
And you can find our merch, and that links you to everything else as well as socials. I should have just said that first, but
It is what it is.
Yeah,
We
no.
got it. That's
Yeah.
all that counts. So Is there anything else you want to share with the listeners that we haven't covered yet?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out to my first tour and really made it successful and just incredibly special. I've met so many people for the first time who share my autoimmune illness with me, and that has been a first for me, and this entire experience has been so profound, and it's because of you guys, so thank you so much for having me.
How does it feel to know that there's other people you could talk to experiencing what you're experiencing with the autoimmune disease?
It's nice, I don't have to feel misunderstood. It's honestly been really nice. It's like I've met my new family, like, coming out here. Everybody has been so kind and respectful, and like we just get to trade stories of the things that we went through, and there's just nothing better than that.
Yeah, I love it. They can walk in your shoes, they have walked in your shoes, and what about those people that now that you have a diagnosis, they still don't believe you? I bet those people too, right?
Yeah, they're just not really in my life anymore, I just
Good
don't
for
have
you.
room for any of that. It's just, I'm just going to focus on my music and the people that really matter to me.
Good for you, because
Thank
you know what? You need the people surrounding you that are going to support you
You only get
no
one
matter
life.
what.
You only get one life,
That's it.
Why surround yourself with people that, don't support you when you could be surrounded by, a couple people or a lot of people that do.
There you go.
So.
And you only have one life, so you might as well play at Welcome to Rockville at the Daytona International Speedway, right?
That's damn right.
There it is. Thanks a lot for all you do, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipe Man.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipe Man on W4CY Radio.